Hello and welcome to day 4 of the branding challenge. Day 4 is my favorite day and it's all about mood boards. And I'm sure you're tired about hearing who I am and my strange fun facts, but here I go again. My name is Yasmin and I'm really passionate about making your brand sparkle and bringing out that awesome personality that you have. I've been working as a train designer for about 5 years now and have worked with small and large companies. I was super involved in extracurricular activities in high school, not in college, but in high school, I was editor of the high school newspaper, liaison between the local paper and the high school's students who would contribute to it, both artwork and written pieces. I was vice president of another thing and president of another thing and something called the Morning Announcements, National Honor Society. I was involved in a lot of stuff. So like I said, day 4 is all about creating your mood board. But really, what is a mood board? It's pretty much a bunch of images that you find that evoke a feeling or style. It can be used for personal, for professional, for brands. So for example, if these were being used for brands, such as a top rightmost image, that can really evoke a feeling of outdoorsy, and it even gives you a color scheme, and the quotes really all wrap up what that brand is about. It's completely different from the one towards the middle, who is more of a vibrant brand, and the one towards the bottom, who, although they are also outdoorsy, are completely different because of the color schemes and the wording used. There are two types of mood boards, physical and digital. A digital one can be created with a program like Photoshop, Canva, PicMonkey, and you can also go physical, which would involve you getting magazines, newspapers, glue, and any other sort of board that you could glue all of those onto. Even cork boards, where you could just pin things on there, even scraps of fabric, those are perfect. There is no right or wrong way to do it. A digital one can be taken with you anywhere you go. You can copy it onto your phone, onto your laptop. A physical one would be more stationary, so you'd probably keep it in your office or your bedroom, depending on what the board is about. You can create a board with 2 simple steps. You gather all of the images in step 1, any image that really represents your brand or who you want your brand to look like, and you keep it on file, physical or digital. So you can go through a bunch of magazines, cut things out, and you don't actually have to start putting it on a board yet. You can just keep them in that little file folder. For digital mood boards, you can keep them on a folder in your computer, or you could actually use Pinterest, which is pretty awesome, where you can have a private or public board and you can start pinning anything really that will really embody who your brand is. And you can also take it out. So that's a plus for digital boards, where you can always delete items, versus a physical board where you're either going to have to tear it off or glue something over it. If you're creating a physical board, also start gathering your items like the mount board, a glue, or a wooden board, anything that you're going to glue the images onto. Step 2 is to just get started and to note the similarities in color, texture, and even attitude. You have to jot these down in a notebook and really take notice of any colors that continually pop up, or shades of colors, any quotes that really resonate with your brand, or images of people, of things that really represent who your brand is or who you want your brand to be. And for those of you who are hesitating to get started because it might feel odd, or you just don't think you understand it, or that it just kind of feels woo-woo, just get started. Do you have a physical board? Then start from the center, start cutting out images and put them on. If you are hesitant to even cut the images out, tear out the entire image from the magazine, put it on the board, and just glue it on there. Just start. Do you have a digital board? It can always be changed, especially on Pinterest. So if you have a board on Pinterest, public or private, and you decide that one image is not really going to evoke the same emotions that the other images do, just take it out. If you have it on a folder in your laptop or anywhere else, just take it out. You don't have to be stuck with that image. And it's really less about placing things perfectly and more about evoking that style and mood for your business. Think about the positioning of the images, how you're going to cut them. Is everything going to be straight up and down, or are things going to just be glued right on top of one another? Will there be borders to each of the images, or will it just be images that are everywhere as if you just threw them on there? Why do you have to think about those things? Because it also evokes a brand image. So if your brand is a fashion forward, kind of like that backstage feeling, then you might end up with a haphazard mood board. But if you're a yoga studio who wants everybody to feel balanced and calm, you might opt for a mood board that has all of the images straight up and down, clean, on white, and anything else that can invoke a calming effect. Now it's your turn. Just get started. Create a board on Pinterest or start cutting and pasting to make a physical mood board. If you want to make a physical mood board but don't feel like you really have time to start saving all the images, create a Pinterest board, save the images onto the Pinterest board, and then go in and print them once you are ready to print them and get started on the physical mood board. Thank you so much and good luck with your mood boards. I will see you in part 5.